Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Normally these readings, general zodiac readings, are not date or time specific, but I'm kind of feeling like we're closing out 2022, so I'm calling it a 2022 wrap up. What are we closing out? What can we not take with us into 2023 is sort of how I'm looking at this series of readings. So I'm seeing a lot of, closing out of cycles, the world, the tens, 10 of wands, 10 of swords. And I will do this next series coming up for the 2023 forecast. So stay tuned for that. That will be looking to the future. But for now, let's see what's going on, what we're wrapping up in our connection. And we'll take it from there. Here we go. Page of Swords. So something here with regard to your curiosity, some information you may be seeking still, could also be a message of clarity, either that you require, desire, or that you want to offer. Let's see what's coming through here. Wow. Yeah, I don't think you have heard, what was I just saying? I don't think you've heard from this person for a long time. So that's why I'm seeing this more as curiosity. I don't always, but it just kind of hit me that way, struck me that way. So what I see, and the way I'm going to do this reading, and by the way, if you're here as a cross watcher for an Aquarian, that's fine. Sometimes the message comes through directly for you. So flip it around as needed. For this past year, so we're looking at the past, or it could even be longer than this past year, your present energy, and, where have you been? Where are you now? Where are you headed? Laura. Okay. So we've been in consideration of what's to come, getting lots of insight and clarity, having some aha moments that have given us the strength, the courage, and the confidence to overcome the obstacles in this connection. So where are we now? Four of Wands, but Four of Cups. Disappointment, emotional distance from the twin, even some measure of disillusionment, and yet there's something here where there's some measure of enlightenment occurring at the same time. It's interesting because I always see the Ace of Swords and the Hanged Man as cards of enlightenment or potential enlightenment in the case of the Hanged Man. But right here, if I wasn't going to clarify, I would literally say that while there's emotional distance and while there is this disillusionment and disappointment, there's something that's starting to break through those clouds. Break through the clouds and sort of enlighten you about the connection. So that's where you're at now. Where are you headed? Lovers, Six of Wands. So we're looking at reunions and reconciliations here. And also closing out the painful cycle. So the Ten of Swords doesn't mean that something bad is going to happen just because I'm looking forward. The 10 is completion. It's done. Put a bow on it. The next card out would be what? The Ace. So I feel as if the Ace has been coming through all this year, and as you move forward, and maybe even longer than that, as I said, and as you move forward, you have the opportunity for the two of you to kind of find your way to some kind of win-win outcome where it truly is behind you, where you can truly put it to bed. So I don't see the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands, for that matter, as a sign of something painful that you're going through. I think it's something painful that you've been through, that you're closing out. I'm still curious about this Page of Swords, so let's take a look at that. Ten of Cups, Eight of Cups. Right, I feel like you don't understand why this person walked away from something that had so much promise. This was a very prominent card. It was in the blocker challenge position for the morning musing for Aquarius this morning, so I'm not surprised to see it here. And it feels to me like you're still curious about it. Well, if everything was so wonderful, and if we really were meant to be together, why did it just, like, what happened? And why did this person walk away? Or why was there this parting of the ways? I'm just going to phrase it that way because it is a general reading. It's not going to resonate for all of you. Take what speaks to you, leave the rest. We've got the Justice card here underneath. It's like, well, there's something that needs to be integrated on some level. I feel like the information you seek is what would help you integrate everything and bring in that balance that has been missing, or that has eluded you. Okay, so I am really seeing a 2022 wrap up here. So let's go back to the scene of the crime. Two of Wands, Ace of Swords. Lots of healing. Wow. I feel the insight you have received is about the lack of reciprocity. And all that means to me is that someone could not be as generous with you in the moment in 3D as you could be with them. This was not a relationship that was existing where both parties were giving 100%. It was very one-sided. I do feel you have been on this search for some form of a reconciliation, for even if it's just to make peace, even if it's just to sort of know that you've been heard, they've been heard, that you validate each other, and therefore there's like this win-win outcome. The Six of Wands can be about a triumphant homecoming, but that's not what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing is what path is going to get me to that point with this person where we can both be heard and validated, and that brings about the sense of peace and healing from something that was very one-sided. So I think that's the insight you've received. And let's look at the Strength card. It probably gave you a lot of confidence to come upon this realization. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay. And maybe it caused you to consider, because we have the Two of Wands again, to consider a path towards some communication around it. Like, now that we know what the problem was, we can overcome it if we are open and we communicate and we focus on, creative solutions to a problem. So for those of you who are new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Happy to have you here. When I pull from the bottom of the deck, which I do in each little segment of the reading where I use clarifiers, what I'm looking for is what's under the surface. What can't we see? What's either happening behind the scenes, under the surface, in the psyche, whatever. And here it is in the psyche of whoever I'm reading for or about, is like, we can work this out. We can overcome this. And part of that, looking out on the horizon and choosing the path that will take you to your desired outcome, part of it is, well, all we got to do is communicate. And then we can fix anything. So while you found the disconnect, and where things, where the healing was needed, I feel like your solution to it would be to communicate about how to fix it. I'm not sure you got that because I'm seeing the continued emotional distance. I know. So let's look at the Four of Wands and the Four of Cups. And that's why you're still sitting here with this Page of Swords curiosity of like, well, what happened, and how do I integrate everything that I've learned about something that seemed so right and then was just abandoned. I know. So where you are right now, comfortably on your own, in your own power. I love that. Four of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands, though, and this Knight of Cups. And there's where we sit. So feeling all this desire for reigniting the torch of passion, receiving an offer from the heart, something sincere, emotional availability. And I feel as if, there's this energy around a potential missed opportunity. Notice that the Knight is carrying that ace, is bringing that ace right to your door. And here it's like it's passing you by somehow. And I'm not sure it's passing you by. I think it's passed your person by. So that's why this Four of Cups can be a missed opportunity card that leaves you wanting, that leaves you feeling like, oh my gosh, it's been there right in front of us this whole time. We could have had it all. And instead, it didn't pan out. That's for sure. And let's go ahead and look at the Sun. As I feel like the Sun is your effort to find some enlightenment here. Six of Swords was also prominent this morning. So, well, you're showing up in your own reading, Aquarius, if you're here as the Aquarian. You're definitely wanting peace of mind. Six of Swords. And that King of Swords, if it isn't you, it's somebody who eludes you, right? It can be the person who pulls themselves out, kind of doesn't really communicate. This is in its reversed energy. Still somebody you admire and hold in high regard, but somebody that becomes a little less warm and fuzzy, very remote, very distant. And so that's what you need some illumination on, and that's what you're trying to call in. Three of Wands underneath. It's like, you know, I'm just waiting for that answer. We have the Two of Wands here twice, placing the order for what you want that would provide the healing and help the two of you communicate and overcome the obstacles. And the Three of Wands is it arriving. And I feel as if you're waiting for some enlightenment that will help you get beyond this emotional distance and the disappointment, and the, not just disappointment, but I'm only seeing it here at the very end as you move forward, but whatever it is, it has left a mark, and not in a great way. It has kind of created some inner turmoil. I'm not getting a whole lot more on that. I want to speak to it, but once 1 second longer. I'm looking at my spread from the morning musing. Yeah, okay. The Two of Wands was there on this 10 of Cups in the morning musing with the 10 of Wands. Like, this is something that has just been such a burden. And so I feel like the enlightenment here, okay, so hang with me. I'm glad I did that. It's like the only way you can sort of move beyond this pain, and it's more than just disappointment and emotional distance. This has been bordering on traumatic. And I feel like the only way you can move away is if you can see and understand, if you can see it clearly, if it can all be illuminated for you, and, you know, as to why this person shut down. Why they shut down. Yes, maybe for some of you, they walked away without a word. Without a word. I don't see the Five of Pentacles, but I'm feeling ghosting for some of you. I'm feeling like it made no sense. As a result, your confidence takes a big hit. Strength card. You're trying to integrate everything you've learned. You just need that final clarity, and you're still curious about it. Okay, so now moving forward, we have the Lovers and the Six of Wands. The Lovers card, there it is a card of choice. Yes, it represents the twins and the union of your souls, and it's Gemini energy. There's, you know, masculine and feminine energy in this card, but it's also like you have to choose it. So sometimes it's about coming home to self, where you integrate the masculine and the feminine within, which is very much part of the twin flame path. And I'm feeling as if you integrate all that. This is going forward now. You're choosing to face the disappointment of the past, the loss of the past, the grief of the past. You may also choose to integrate the mistakes of the past, the regrets of the past, so that you can move forward. There you go with the Chariot. And underneath is what? The Sun. And be happy. Okay, so I'm feeling this peace that would normally, this is now feeling more like a triumphant homecoming to yourself. Because up here in the past, it's been about the two of you connecting and reviewing and, Four Swords and healing, where there was a lack of reciprocity, or where there was something that was not equal in the connection, or there was, if it's very one-sided. Going forward, this is you triumphantly coming home to yourself and making peace with any mistakes, any misgivings, the regrets of the past, the mistakes of the past, the loss of the past, moving on and finding your way to happiness. So that feels beautiful to me. And then we have the Ten of Swords, which is we can get a wrap on the painful cycle once and for all. Seven of Wands, Page of Pentacles, fresh start, Three of Cups. It will be a cause for celebration because I feel like you'll be taking a stand. And that the reason why I'm laughing is because your oracle card for the morning musing, I was pulling from Goddess Guidance Oracle, and you got Bridget, and it said, I think it said take a stand. Exactly that. Don't back down. That's right. Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. And I even said, I think it's a Four of Pentacles or a Seven of Wands, and there it is, a Seven of Wands. Yeah, so I feel as if you'll be striking out in a new direction, and maybe it'll bring in some lighthearted energy, especially around the holidays, because as I'm looking at this, I'm feeling like it's very much New Year energy. And it's almost as if you're doing this. You're dusting your hands off. You're wiping your hands of this connection or the disappointment that you have felt. You've done the best you can do. Even though there's some more information you would like, you're going to have enough enlightenment to be able to just sort of make peace with it all. That was part of Virgo's storyline, by the way. And take your first steps in a new direction. And be okay with it. Be happy with it. Celebrate it. This can be a card of holidays as well. So I'm feeling like there's something that you're going to take a stand. You're not going to accept the Ten of Swords in terms of it being like a permanent scar. There's been a setback here. There's been something that has dogged you for at least this past year, maybe longer for some of you. But you're not going to live in it or dwell in it. You're making peace. You're moving on. Wiping the slate clean, coming home to self in a really triumphant way, very balanced, very integrated, so that you can prepare yourself for the next chapter. Can't wait to see what comes through for you for 2023, Aquarius. So let me tell you the astrology here, but before I do that, in the description box below, there's a link in the first sentence that will take you to the extended, which I'm going to do the same spread for your person. So whoever this is, we're going to see how they're closing out 2022. If you're interested in at all, and some of you may just not be, the link is below to that. So we have Justice is Libra. We've got Strength card is Leo. Nine of Pentacles is Virgo. I like to mention that. Sun is out twice, more Leo. If you're dealing with a Leo or have Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, that's some extra confirmation. We've got the King of Swords is you, Aquarius. We've got Lovers is Gemini. Chariot is Cancerian energy. That's what I have for you. Sending you so much love. Happy holidays. I'll see you before the end of the month for the 2023 forecast. Bye for now.